But how do you have this mindset?
It's tough, brother. It's tough. It's
do you
because
develop
my
this
mother's a teacher. We came from a teaching background, so my parents brought me to the library every single week for years. And you know, at that time, the library you could only borrow up to 4 books per library card. And so my family had 5 people. We had 5 times 4, 20, not enough. My mother, which I thank her for doing this, would go to the neighbors, the Chinese Malay neighbors upstairs, and she would take all of these library cards, she would bring it down, and we would have like 15 cards or so, times 4, 60 books every single weekend. Me, my father, my brother, my sister, my mother would drive my father's little Suzuki Swift, I still remember, and we would park it at Geylang East International or whatever library, no, National Library. We would go in, and you know those karang-guni bags? It was so embarrassing at the time. We would just take as many books as I wanted. My mother didn't tell me what to read. She said, read whatever you want, son. So I was reading whatever I wanted. And so that, because she allowed me to do what I liked, it became a passion. And because learning became a passion, it was easy for me to transform these learning habits to entrepreneurship later on. What most parents are doing right now is they're telling their kids, read this, read that. And so they don't like it, and if you don't like it, it doesn't become a habit. When they grow up, they despise books. How many of you watching this right now have actually read 2 non-fiction books so far this year? Finished it end to end. We'll not just browse through, which means if I were to meet you or bump into you at Orchard or Geylang Serai or whatever, I were to ask you, what did you learn about? How many of you could give me a concise summary of what you read? Very few people can. Very few people even read 1 non-fiction book per year. And then they wonder how come they are stagnating. And then they wonder how come their income is not going up. That's the problem. Not knowing, not implementing. But to answer your question, how come I learned these habits? I was lucky. Number 1, my parents came from a teaching background, and they threw me into a book-filled environment. The second thing that I never thought I would say is that about 5 years ago, if you were to ask me this, I would give you this arrogant answer. I would say, oh, people are self-made. You got to go out and create your own fortunes. You reap what you sow. And then I found out that the reason why most people who succeed was because they have what we call favorable circumstances. I was living in a house, mother's middle income, father's middle income, decent place, right? And so what was happening at that time was that I had a good background to succeed. Because even if I had failed in my entrepreneurship, what I could do was, I could just go back to job. My mommy had a home for me. I had a room to sleep in, internet, Wi-Fi connection. Right? Does that make sense? Most people that I talk to, sometimes they have 7 siblings. They've got to go and do deliveries to just make ends meet. They've got to drop out of school to just try to make money for a mother who has cancer. And so I began to really understand that success isn't really self-made. Success also has a bit of luck thrown in. That doesn't mean, however, that a person who was born wealthy will definitely succeed, and it doesn't mean that a person who was born poor will definitely fail. There's some osmosis crisscrossing, but if you're watching this and you come from an okay family, doesn't have to be wealthy, then you have to understand that you have all of the different components necessary to really succeed in Singapore. Lowest taxes, one of the lowest taxes, best internet connectivity, everybody has money, more people have money to buy and consume and everything else. There's no more excuses.